Mentalization is the ability to be curious about another person's thoughts and feelings.
Mentalization is the ability to have an awareness of one's own emotional state while also having an awareness of the other person's thoughts and feelings in the moment simultaneously.
I view mentalization as a way to strengthen bonds between people and clear out misunderstanding.
Well, I think I agree with what everyone said, but it's really also focusing on the intentions that people have, not just what they're thinking and feeling, but what are they trying to do, what do they intend to accomplish.
I'm a firm believer that in an hour-long mentalization session, that even getting 5 minutes within that hour of mentalizing is a really good thing. It is a big challenge, and it's hard to keep that momentum going with somebody, for both of us, for both the clinician and the client.
Well, the therapist takes a certain stance in mentalization-based treatment. So there is this element of curiosity that is at the foundation of this type of treatment, where you are inquisitive and curious about the other person's state of mind and state of being. So part of the work is to have a better understanding of where that person is at through this curiosity, through asking certain questions.
The therapist has to notice when either the client or they themselves are not mentalizing. That's a big part of it, and recognizing it and trying to get back to mentalizing with various types of techniques.
I think the ability to help a client think about somebody else's own thoughts or feelings and their own really helps them create self-reliance, which takes away this need for dependency, which I think is so important, and I think another thing that really inspires me in terms of mentalization.
I mean, the therapist really takes responsibility for the mentalization in the room, and part of the way they do that is to manage arousal levels. So if a client gets too emotional, it's impossible to mentalize, and the therapist takes responsibility for having done something to cause that client to get too emotional. On the other side, if there's not enough emotion, you can't really mentalize either. And so again, the therapist takes responsibility for maybe having done something or needing to do something to get a little more emotion in the room.
And how we approach treatment here is that we work very closely and collaboratively with our clients to identify where they'd like to go, what their goals are, what they'd like to work on while they're here. So the true nature of mentalization fits in with psychosocial goals that people may identify for themselves. So the AMBIT model was created to work with difficult to reach clients who often had very complex life situations going on, who may have had providers in several different agencies who weren't necessarily communicating on a regular basis, which caused instability in treatment for the clients. So the idea behind the AMBIT model within our PACT model is that we have a multidisciplinary team on site that works closely together to be in constant communication about what is going on for this client, and we can modify the team to fit the needs of what the person is experiencing.
Mentalization fits within the Ellenhorn philosophy because when clients often come to us in the beginning seeking mentalization-based therapy, they're often struggling with major trust issues, often because their trust has been broken time and time again. They're often afraid to build community because of that. This may keep them from attending school, it may keep them from attending jobs. And so our goal is really to help them with these trust issues using mentalization-based therapy, and therefore they're able to go back to their jobs, become students again, and re-enter the community.